Good morning, guys. So I wanted to do something a little bit different today to kickstart your Monday mobility. You'll notice that I'm in Lycra. I'm about to take Meg for a bit of a ride around the road, and I know a lot of you guys are doing a lot of your sessions outside, or on and off with your programming and everything like that, and getting out for making the most of the really nice days that we're having. So I know a lot of you are getting out for a lot of rides as well. So I wanted today to make today's mobility one just a really fun little one that you can do before you go for a ride. So I know a lot of guys, myself included, really guilty of this, is just basically throwing the bike in the back of the van, heading up to Glenrock or somewhere if it's a mountain bike, and just gearing up and just going for it and kind of using the first part of your ride as a warm up. So this is just a really easy way that you can basically get a little bit of a warm up in and get your body prepared before you actually jump into your rides. And we're actually going to do it using our bike, so you don't have to take a yoga mat out to wherever you're about to ride and roll around on the ground and look like a goose if you don't want to. So these are just a couple of really easy little stretches, and because we're about to obviously head into a session, we're going to make it a lot more dynamic rather than our static stretching that we've done in the last few sessions. So we'll do a couple of little basic static stretches that you probably do anyway, but just a couple of really cool ways that you can use your bike to help start to promote some of that mobility work and actually more of a warm up before we actually get in the ride. So let's grab your bike. Alrighty, so about to head out on the bike, everyone's getting geared up, so a couple of really easy things that you can do just before you actually click in and away you go. So, like I said, we'll do a couple of static stretches that you would normally do anyway. Okay, everyone usually gives the quads a little bit of a loosen up. You're about to put them to the test. So we'll do a couple of really easy ones, especially if it's a morning ride and you guys are heading out there first thing in the morning, might be a bit cold coming into winter. It is still important that we do a couple of these ones as well. Okay, if you actually hang off the side of your bike, you can actually do a standing version of the J stretch we've been doing. So basically just leaning off to the side of your hips until you get that stretch all the way down through the external rotators here. Okay, gonna go both sides. If we don't start to stretch out through the glutes, you'll notice that they'll start to burn instantly into the ride, and that can be quite uncomfortable for the first few Ks. So we want to try and loosen up in and around the hips as much as possible. Okay, using your bike, you can actually get into a nice deep squat. Okay, so actually using your bike for a little bit of balance. Coming in and out of a nice deep squat. All right, and this is where we can actually start to use the bike a little bit to help us. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to go through like a little mini stretching circuit. We're going to go through some adductor swings, okay? So think about the muscles that you're really about to put to the test on the bike, okay? Obviously, predominantly lower body stuff. So we need to make sure that everything is ready to go so that our ride, we don't have to sacrifice the first 15, 20 minutes of our ride before our body's actually operating properly. So holding the head stem and then go through our leg swing straight through. Okay, so now we're getting a little bit more length through the hamstring rather than just pure adductors like our other leg swings that we were doing. You'll notice we're actually ticking two boxes here because we're actually introducing a lot of dynamic movement into it. What we're doing is we're actually getting our heart rate up, which you'll start to feel as well. So remember, the main point of our warm-ups, elevate the heart rate, get our core temperature moving, starting to mobilize our joints, okay, going through that ramp protocol that we do into potentiation. Okay, what we can also do with our head stem, start to stretch out through the back. Now, a lot of cyclists will get really sore, stiff lower backs in the first initial part of their ride because they're always locked into this position. So what we need to do is we usually need to counteract the movements that we're doing, a lot of, and we can use the bike and push back and stretch. I'll try and stay in frame a bit there for you. So kind of getting into the RDL position and really stretching down nice and hard. Just rolling the bike back, stretch and lengthen those hamstrings, and try and push your arms down onto the handlebars. That's it. And we'll go through that one more time. So back to adductor swings. So yeah, a couple on each leg. 10. Into our forward and back. Getting that extra hamstring length. Nice. A lot better. And what you're going to do with those couple of leg swings too is you're really going to stretch out through the hip flexors as we go for that extra length backwards as well. So remember, the cyclists, we lock into that hip flexion position so much, we need to get into extension, and that leg swing back is getting that extension part that we want. So you'll notice that you won't be so tight in the hip flexors when you start your ride as well. Okay, last couple. Into down that stretch. Couple of deep breaths. It feels good. Ready. I'm ready to go. And it just doesn't want to stay there. Alrighty, so like I said, keeping it really nice and simple, keeping it quite short. You don't want to be obviously rolling around on the ground too much when you're about to go for a ride, whether it's on the road or the mountain bike. But if we can just start to do a couple of those before we jump on the bike, at least you're going to give your body a chance to actually be in its best state to actually give you the best results out on the bike. So throw a couple of those in. You can do them with your bike as soon as you get there. You know, get there 5 minutes earlier than the other guys and throw your gear on, do a few of those, and you'll find that the ride will be much more enjoyable from the first few pedals rather than have to get through that really uncomfortable stage until your body's ready to go. So give it a go, guys. Have a good ride today and enjoy.